Enters. Lagos CP warns against planned protest. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. The Lagos Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, on Monday warned against any planned protest in the state. A statement signed by the state's police command spokesperson, Adekunle Ajisebutu, revealed that the command has received information of a planned protest to mark 1 year of the Enters protest. Ajisebutu warned that the police would not hesitate to use all legal means to stop the protest from taking place following the experience of the last Enters protest. He said, credible intelligence at the disposal of the command has revealed clandestine plans by some youths, individuals or groups to embark on protest today in commemoration of the 1-year anniversary of Enters. Lagosians and indeed Nigerians cannot afford to relive the distasteful experience of last year's protest, which caused pain, anguish, needless loss of life, and wanton destruction of public and private property. In view of this volatility of the present situations in the country and the breakdown of law and order, which the planned protest might cause, the Lagos State Police Command sternly wants any form of protest today. The command wishes to use this medium to warn youths, groups or associations planning such protests to jettison their idea forthwith. The police in the state will not fold their arms and allow some misguided elements disrupt the peace and serenity currently being enjoyed in the state. To forestall breakdown of of law and order, the police will use all legitimate means within their constitutional powers to suppress the planned protest. Ajisebutu also urged parents and guardians to advise their children against participating in the planned protest. He said individuals or groups sponsoring such a protest will also want to desist from such unpatriotic plan or face the full wrath of the law. The Commissioner of Police, CP Hakeem Odumosu, assures all law-abiding residents of the state to go about their legitimate business without fear of harassment or intimidation. Adequate and additional security measures have been put in place to ensure protection of lives and property today and even beyond, he ordered. Why will a CP be warning the people against a peaceful protest? Is it not the people's fundamental human rights? This man should have known by now that he is joking. Police cannot suppress a peaceful, planned protest against injustice. I have never seen a country where the masses are enemies of the leaders and the security agencies. They kill people whenever they like. The security agencies protect the politicians that destroy the country but kill whoever asks for good governance. The country has never been united, and I don't think it will ever be. Divide the country and save lives. But the legitimate power cannot be used on terrorists, bandits, unknown gunmen, kidnappers, Boko Haram, and others. They only get power to rear on unarmed civilians. What kind of a government is this? Always trying to gag people's freedom of expression. For the record, it is about a year that we had a sponsored massacre at Lekki toll gates. This man is not competent as a professional police officer. Why will he be afraid of protest? Protest is a right of citizens to demonstrate their feeling on issue affecting the society. Go and resign if you cannot protect lives of people during protests. Protests are going on in UK and USA almost every day. How can he ask people not to protest? This is democracy. They need to exercise their rights. When you keep suppressing peaceful protests, ensure you are ready for revolution. Your responsibility as police is to guide peaceful protesters against hoodlums, not to threaten peaceful protesters. This attitude you are exhibiting will one day haunt you and your children. Protesters are clamoring for a better Nigeria for you and them. Know this and be wise. What this man is supposed to say is that the police will provide security for the protesters. With that approach, everyone will be peaceful. That is how things are done in a civilized world. It is time our leaders have to learn from past mistakes. Everything is not done by power and force. The Nigerian military, DSS, and the police are only good at issuing threats, brutalizing and suppressing law-abiding citizens and the agitators and protests. if they can be half as committed to combating terrorism the way they attack and halt peaceful agitators and protesters, insecurity problems will be solved within a year. The protest is for your own good. Yes, they send you guys to fight without food. You mean the second season episode 1 of the NSAS movie is about to be released? If you do not know how to force revolution, it may end your lives as rebels. The North will be ready to join the protest if the agenda of disunity has been put aside. When government is not doing well but doing terribly bad, they have all the reasons to be wanting to protest of sufferings, to be wanting to show their sufferings and anger. Okay. It is not in Nigeria Constitution. Is it not in Nigeria Constitution, fundamental human right, that peaceful protest is allowed? The crop of police officers we have now are nothing. How can a police commissioner be warning against people's planned protests? Where did they get the aberration of an officer from? This country is indeed a jungle and not a nation where people conduct a... Can people just conduct a search on him? I mean, due diligence on his background and family status. A country where people protest is a crime. How is the country going to move forward? The country is going to move forward whether these subject governments like their time will expire. Nobody is asking anybody not to protest. But if you want to protest, do it in your various states. If theirs is going to be any action, breakdown of law, let it start from your state. Lagos is still recovering from the last one. Do not start another one. At the end of the day, it will be another ghost massacre. I wonder how some people understand English this morning. It's an obligation of the police to suppress anybody in order to maintain law and order in the state. I am in full support of the CP. Wow. Why will a CP be warning the masses? I pity him anyway. He will soon retire and know what Nigerians is all about. He is still receiving money from all angles. After retirement, you will be forgotten. Warning against planned protests. Is protest a crime? Is protest a crime? The masses... Is protest a crime? People should be allowed to exercise their human rights. They should be allowed to exercise their human rights. Agitating protesting is not in any way crime. It is not a crime. It is part of the electorate's fundamental human rights, and they should be allowed to exercise it. What should happen is, instead of this particular the CP of Lagos State Police should come out and threaten the protesters. They should ensure the citizens are protested. The protesters are given security so that rascals do not hijack the protest. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Till I come your way next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.